Confident group coming through the tunnel. The Pistons looking to stay focused and pick up a win at home tonight. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. So with Iguodala sitting on the bench, here's the five for Doc Rivers right now. Chris Paul is out there with Maravich. Then it's Robinson, then it's Bird, and it's Pettit in at the four. And for Detroit, we've got Carter. Olajuwon is out there with Yao. Then it's Thomas. And it's Richmond in at the shooting guard. Here on opening day, and what a great day it is. Greg, what are these players feeling as they tip off this new season?
It is always exciting to start a new season. Players are just filled with hope and optimism, especially after putting in all that offseason work. And this is where you feed Yao, because almost no one is going to be able to block it.
Outside Robinson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
Pass to Olajuwon. And the shot goes in.
And that's just too deep. Olajuwon with way too many moves in there. Almost automatic.
To the right side. Bird outside. For the three. Drills it from outside.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Now here is Carter. Thomas is screen on Bird. The shot by Carter, nobody around. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here is Richmond. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Here's Yao. That's in there. Carter with the assist.
You can't start the game much better than this. 4 of 5 from the field.
Pass to Pettit. Back the ball. Here's Pettit. He's defended by Olajuwon. On the wing, Bird. Shot clock at 5. Shot, high post. Rebound by the Pistons. Carter outside. Outside Thomas. Here's Olajuwon. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
First personal foul. First team foul.
That free throw, no good. Stan, for 4 seasons, you were the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, and we were just talking the other day, what a great sports city Detroit is.
Oh, I absolutely loved my time in Detroit. I've still got 2 kids who live in the area, and great sports fans. Hardworking people that really value hardworking teams, and if you are one, they will be behind you all the way.
Ball looking over the floor. Pass to Bird. Maravich against Richmond. Maravich, the pass to Bird. Robinson, a screen on Carter. Yao with the block.
Oh, this is the impact Ming makes defensively, using that huge reach to block or alter shots.
Now, here's Olajuwon. And it's Carter missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Olajuwon with the block.
Without a doubt, one of the most versatile shot blockers in the game. Olajuwon does it in the painted area as well as along the perimeter.
Here's Thomas. Still scoreless. Thomas sets a screen for Carter. A 3-ball. Detroit, no good that time either. Bucks trail by 5. High, arcing shot. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And how can you stop that? Paul is just talented at finding ways to bury difficult shots.
Now, here's Yao. Pass to Carter. From outside the arc. And it's Carter again missing.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Paul. Good, nice job down low. Paul's got his second basket.
A master at finding angles to finish. Chris Paul uses quickness to his advantage.
Bird against Carter. Yao with the screen on Bird. And it's Yao. That time the assist by Carter. Yao's got 6 points.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Robinson against Yao. Pass to Bird. This one for three. Drills the three-pointer. 6 points for him.
This is just what Bird does. He makes shooting from range look easy.
Thomas kicks to Richmond. Now here is Carter. Good on the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And we've got a moment now to look at the highest-scoring teams in the NBA from last season. In fourth, the Bucks.
I just loved how this team attacked their opponents. You could see their confidence grow as the year went on, and the points really started to pile up.
Now here's Paul. Down low. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. So for the Pistons, their last game a loss to the Kings. Richmond outside. Carter outside. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got 3 assists tonight.
You're finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
Now here's Paul. A wide open look for Bird. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Craig, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
Thomas against Paul. Lets it fly from 18. And it's Carter missing.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start. And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Thomas against Paul. And here is Thomas. Nothing on the board. Carter looking around. Hit by Yao. Carter the pass to Yao. Stolen by Robinson. Bird outside. Carter pulls it in.
I'm sure he'd like to have that back. That's a missed opportunity.
To the middle. Here's Yao. Out to Carter. Fires for three. David Robinson with the rebound.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
Ball finds Bird. Fires the three. Trains it from beyond the arc. Bird's got his third basket of the night.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. Looking for a breather. And maybe just one or two things to talk about. And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Outside Kid. Pass to Marbury. And here's Randolph, defended by Parrish. Shoots it up. The shot's good from Randolph. And the Pistons lead by 3.
He might not elevate like some of the other guys on the court, but as we've learned, Randolph knows how to get the ball in the basket.
Here's Archibald. Floats one. Randolph grabs the board.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Kidd passes to Middleton. Pistons passing it around. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Robert Parrish picks one up there.
A low post specialist who also rebounds it well. Randolph really brings it, knows his strengths, and plays to him.
Bucks trail by 4. Thompson outside. Kidd with the steal. That one good for 2.
And the focus from Kidd, terrific at just keeping his composure even when things get tight.
Pass to Shea. Kidd against Thompson. Here's Parrish, and he gets it to go.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Here's Marbury. Still yet to score. Randolph with the ball, defended by Parrish. Randolph kicks to Garnett. Pass to Kidd. 5 on the clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Here's Archibald. He's covered by Kidd. Here's Archibald. That shot off. Good defense by Kidd. Middleton left side. Here's Marbury, and it's blocked. Top of the key, and the basket by Shea. Now just a 2-point Piston lead.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Pass to Randolph. Middleton outside. Whoops, they pick off the pass. 0-1 near Iguodala as he lets it go. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Bucks lead by 1. Detroit's gone 3 of 7 from 3-point range in the first quarter. It's Garnett on the wing. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And that passion that Garnett plays with is really infectious. He's always talking and trying to get himself and his guys going.
No good on the second free throw.
Well, they had a chance for the lead right there, but we're all evened up.
Parrish with the screen on Kidd. On the wing, Thompson. He's covered by Kidd. 4-on-3 break. Here's Marbury. They get it back and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
We've got 1:23 left to play in the first quarter. Thompson against Kidd. Thompson surveying the floor. And it's blocked by Kidd. Pass to Garnett. Here's Marbury. Garnett, the screen. Lets a floater go, and that one drops.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Good work there as it goes. Archibald's got the game tied up here for Milwaukee.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Here's Randolph. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And you can see Kidd's ability to pass truly is a gift. When one of his teammates is open, he is quick to get them the ball in rhythm.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game. Free throw good, Randolph. So the Bucks, their last game, a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Archibald. Iguodala outside. Here's Archibald. Thompson outside. Just 4 to shoot. Over Kidd. Thompson misses.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Pistons lead by 3. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Detroit?
Well, their defense has been really impressive, especially the number of blocks they've managed to get. It's not easy to keep denying guys at the rim.
And guys, they've also done a great job generating offense from their defense, forcing turnovers and making the defense pay for those mistakes.
So with Iguodala sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. We've got Paul. He's out there with Maravich. Bird out there with Parrish. And it's Pettit in at the 4-man position.
And look at Paul's focus. He is completely locked in on his shot.
Here's Richmond. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Richmond's got his first 2 points.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Bird. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Here's Richmond. Yao trying to break free. Richmond with the bucket. Now it's a 4-point Detroit lead.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Pettit. That 3 off the mark. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Here's Carter. And Vince Carter with the slam.
And that's what Carter does best, knifing his way inside so he can finish with the easy slam.
Richmond against Maravich. Pass to Pettit. Launches a 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Pete Maravich. Maravich has got 3 assists now in this one. Pistons leading by 3. Kidd passes to Carter. It doesn't go for him. Excellent D there from Parrish. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter.
And that's a routine play for Paul. He's not going to miss the open man.
The Pistons have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Pass to Yao. Kidd up top. Pistons passing it around. Arnett with the screen for Carter. Hits it from 3-point range. Carter's got 14 points for the game.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Olajuwon's checked in for Detroit. Thomas comes in for Jason Kidd. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Robinson's checked in for Robert Parrish. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Here's Robinson. Good on the shot. Robinson's got his second bucket.
And the focus there from Robinson. Hard to rattle when he's this close to the basket. The D looks helpless.
Carter for 3. Another 3 for Detroit.
And what a huge performance for him. I mean, he drained 3 3-pointers in that first quarter, and he's got 2 more here in the second.
Now, here is Maravich. Shoots over Richmond. No good for Maravich. Pistons leading by 5. And then Carter with the jam.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Milwaukee's gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the 3-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Bird against Carter. Ball outside. Robinson sets a screen for Paul. Just 5 on the clock. And stolen by Yao. Thomas feeling it out a bit. Olajuwon with a screen for Thomas. Richmond outside. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one. There has been, Coach, a lot of talk about how players today are better than ever before. Do you agree with that?
Well, absolutely. Isn't that the way evolution works,
right?
Kevin? They're bigger, stronger, faster, but everyone builds on the players who came before them, and the guys today would not be where they are without the guys before who laid the foundation.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And here's Bird for 3. Rebound by Yao Ming.
Well, he started out with 3 triples in the first quarter, but he hasn't been able to connect from distance here in the second.
Richmond no good. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Milwaukee. 11-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
Love the show of force there from Robinson. When he's deep inside, it is clear for takeoff.
Carter outside. A 3-pointer off the mark. Bucks trail by 9. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. For the NBA, content continues to be king. Commissioner Adam Silver says the biggest issue for streaming services is what's called churn. To cancel is just a click. So it's more pay-for-play these days. We have to focus on people staying with you and having great content throughout the year. Kevin?
You know, he's doing a great job, isn't he, David? Thank you so much. Al Maravich. Carter's missing on the 3. Oh, no one around him. The shot's good on the assist by Maravich. Maravich has got assist number 5 here tonight. Here is Thomas. Pass to Olajuwon. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Olajuwon's got 5.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Now, here is Bird, defended by Carter. Here's Robinson, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Yao Ming.
Love how physical Robinson is, using that size and strength to just put the defense in a difficult spot there.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Richmond. Thompson, he's checked in for the Bucks. Pistons leading by 5. Carter outside. Back to Thomas. Olajuwon passes to Carter. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Bellamy checked in for Robinson. Hudson comes in for Thompson. And it's White in for Maravich. Here's Pettit. He has 7. Back to White. Pass to Pettit. There's the triple. A rebound by Carter.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
The 19-foot shot and the rejection by Bellamy. Bird with it, picked up by Olajuwon. Here's White. Detroit with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points. Makes it off the glass. White's got his first basket. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Milwaukee.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And they are also just outworking the opposition in transition. When the break is on, they've continued to find ways to score.
Here's White. Yao Ming picking up that last basket. And stolen by Olajuwon. Hudson against Carter. Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
And this is why he's called Vinsanity. Some of Carter's throwdowns are downright vicious.
And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Pettit. He's got 7. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And a different look here for the Pistons. Zach Randolph's checked in for Yao. Arnett comes in for Elijah Wan. Chris Middleton's checked in for Vince Carter. And Murray's subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. The Bucks also changing it up. Robert Parrish is checked in for Bellamy. Thompson comes in for Hudson. And it's Maravich in for White. And Stan, we seem to be in the midst of a big man renaissance in the NBA. And I love it. So that being said, which of these big stars do you like the most?
Well, that's a tough question because there's so much talent and they're all different. You've got Embiid, who is unstoppable offensively. You've got Wembanyama with his combination of size and length, skill and agility. You've got guys who can shoot the ball. But the guy that combines the most of those things that I would take, Nikola Jokic.
Lineup here for the Bucks. Murray looking around. Pass to Garnett. Middleton with it. Inside. Here's Randolph. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Randolph's got 8.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Here's White, and Rondo sends it back.
Oh, you forget sometimes how much of an impact Rondo can have defensively. They're showing off some superb vertical as he goes up for the block.
Outside Rondo. Pass to Murray. Randolph, a screen on Hudson. Murray, the pass to Garnett. Outside for Rondo. Pistons passing it around. Here's Murray. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, every defense gives extra attention to Murray, but they still have trouble keeping him under control.
Pass to White. Garnett with the block.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
And Greg, something that is so important to this team, Jamal Murray's shot creation.
It is, Kevin. He creates so much with the ball or off of it. The work he puts in on offense frees up everything for his teammates. Great competitor who's really a perfect fit with this core.
Detroit making a switch here. Kids check in. The Bucks also with the sub. Robert Parrish is checked in for Bellamy. White inside. He's covered by Kidd. Detroit leading by 8. Pass to Middleton. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
A solid passer and rebounder, but it's really scoring where Middleton shows up big. He can be just relentless on that end of the floor.
And the first one at the line is good.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And so he hits both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Hudson against Murray. Iguodala with a screen on Murray. Hudson. And he makes good on the layup.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
White against Kidd. Pass to Garnett. Murray right side. His three-pointer's off the mark. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Trailing here by 8. And it's blocked by Kidd.
And they need his offense right now, but his shot is just not falling.
Murray right side. Pass to Kidd. And there's the drive. Banked in off the glass. Kidd's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And Kidd using that size well inside. Fantastic with the read of the D there and exploiting the weakness.
Hudson against Murray. Iguodala outside. Here's White. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
And that one falls for White.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And Garnett with the slam.
And how about the power there from KG? He can fly with the best of them.
So it's the Bucks now, following the bucket by the Pistons. White, good.
The coach loves seeing chances from that range. Work that inside area.
Here's Marbury. Rebounded by the Bucks. Robinson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. White looking around. Pass to Bird. Back to White. Here's Pettit. And he's good on the 3-ball. And now just a 4-point Detroit lead and a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pistons ahead. They lead by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
I'm surprised it's this close, not gonna lie. They played some weak D, giving up too many easy open looks.
Mincing. Now let's take a moment. That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Look at Vince Carter in this game. I mean, he's been everywhere.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
Yeah, he hasn't been settling. He's getting to the rim, and that's him at his best.
They've got Elijah on. Richmond is out there with Thomas. Then there's Yao, and it's Carter in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now. Here's Pettit. A three-pointer, no good.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Olajuwon in the high post. Thomas against Paul. Olajuwon passes to Richmond. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Thomas. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in. Thomas got his second bucket of the night.
And though Thomas is great from the perimeter, he has a toughness and a willingness to go in amongst the trees and kind of mix it up.
Pass to Bennett. Shoots the 3. Rebound by Yao. Yao's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And then Carter with the dunk.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Head it. Off target with his 3.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
To the paint. Here's Olajuwon. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Olajuwon's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pistons. Robinson sets a screen for Paul. Pass to Bird. And just miss after miss right now.
Well, I'm sure this wasn't what they planned coming out of the locker room. They need to calm down and regroup.
Here's Thomas. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. You coach Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But you miss the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet. There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Now it's great being your partner.
Likewise.
Here's Maravich. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Maravich has got his second basket of the game.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Pistons.
Pass to Richmond. Carter outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the 3 ball is good. Carter's got 5 points now this quarter.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution. That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Thomas dishes to Richmond, and Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
15 seconds.
Here is Carter. He's got 26. Fires away from way outside. Richmond no good. Thomas against Paul. Pass to Bennett. The Bucks working the ball around. Robinson down low. He's against Olajuwon. Robinson, that's good. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Thomas kicks to Olajuwon. Thomas a screen. Carter with it. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Carter's got 28 points for the game.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Bird misses.
Well, he is desperately trying to get something going, but this has not been his night. They need to consider making an adjustment.
Bucks trail by 13. Here's Paul. Here's Robinson, and Robinson throws it down hard.
I mean, just throwing himself on the offensive glass, Robinson knows he has the size and length to capitalize there.
Olajuwon outside. Carter for three. Milwaukee with the rebound. Bird with it, and it's Carter picking him up. 2 points. That one goes.
Just such great consistency on that jump shot. Even though he's not always squared up, Bird terrific in the catch and shoot game.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, improving dialogue between players and officials is a priority. Commissioner Silver says, now with high-fidelity audio, we're all able to hear a lot of what's being said. Now we have to take into account the high-stress environment. But there has to be a two-way sense of respect. I feel it's an area where we can make progress. Kevin?
You know, the commissioner's always looking ahead and looking at every area, which is great for the game. Maravich, the pass to Pettit. Bird, a screen on Olajuwon. Here's Pettit. Good on the three-point shot. Pettit's got 16.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first three of the half, there might be more in store.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. A different look here for Detroit. Cassell comes in for Richmond. And it's Rondo in for Thomas. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Bellamy's checked in. Cassell against Maravich. Pass to Cassell. And here's Carter. Three-pointer. The shot that time, not on target. Carter against Bird. Here's Bellamy. Good. And it's Bird picking up the assist. Bellamy's got it back down to single digits for the Bucks. Ball against Rondo. Olajuwon dishes to Rondo. It's Vince Carter on the wing. Fires it up. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Carter's got 35 in the game.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Pass to Maravich. Cassell grabs the miss. Pistons lead by 11. Feet away. Olajuwon kicks to Rondo. A floater and the rejection by Bellamy. Here's Cassell. There's the three. A three-pointer is right on target. And the Pistons lead by 14.
We love the awareness from Rondo. Just an excellent passer who's actively looking for his teammates.
Outside, Maravich. Rebound by the Pistons. Carter's got his fifth rebound in this one. Pass to Rondo. Back to Carter. Over Bird. And it's Carter missing.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Maravich. Rondo passes to Olajuwon. Back to Rondo. Pass to Olajuwon. The 17-footer. Here's Cassell. The three. Another three for Detroit.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Outside, Maravich. Bird outside. The screen from Bellamy. To the inside. And then Bellamy with the dunk.
Well, sharp interior passing is so important. The best way to create high-percentage buckets.
And timeout call by J.B. Bickerstaff. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. A different look here for Detroit. Thomas checked in for Cassell. Jason Kidd is subbed in for Rondo. A different look for Milwaukee. Thomas dishes to Yao. Carter against Iguodala. Here's Thomas. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Carter's got his 4th assist in this one.
And loving the strategy. Even though you're well ahead, you want to stay in attack mode.
Yeah, you got to keep going at him. You don't want to leave any hope for a comeback.
White, good.
Well, the defense wasn't really bothered by the screen, but he still managed to convert.
Pistons leading by 12. Kidd kicks to Thomas. Pass to Carter. Pick by Yao. Tries from 16, and Detroit again with the bucket.
Well, he's been nothing short of fantastic this game, and he has his team in a great spot as this thing winds down.
On the wing, Thompson. He's guarded by Thomas, and out of bounds. The Pistons will take it.
Well, look, plays like that are exactly why they find themselves in such a deep hole.
Hudson's checked in for Milwaukee. Kidd against Thompson. Carter outside.
2 minutes remaining.
Outside for Kidd. 5 to shoot. That shot misses. Good D by Thompson. Bucks trail by 14. Inside. Here's Hudson. Lays it up off the glass.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Garnett with a screen on Hudson. Here's Carter. Out of the rafters. He punched it in.
Are you kidding me?
And so tenacious on the attack. I love seeing Carter go all the way on that one.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Hit against Thompson. Poked away. Outside Kidd. Here's Marbury, and a great assist by Kidd as that one goes in. Marbury's got his 2nd bucket of the night. 52 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. On the wing, Thompson. He's covered by Kidd. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They get Jason Kidd.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the game.
Milwaukee shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw good from Thompson. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And so Thompson nails both of them. 41 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Outside Kidd. Pass to Richmond.
Just a physical bull is Richmond. Also, he has the explosiveness to go with the physicality. That's a good recipe for drawing fouls.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops. And he makes both free throws.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Thompson against Richmond. Takes a step back. Thompson misses.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Outside Kidd. Here's Garnett. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backcourt.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now we take a look back to Doc Rivers talking to his team from his huddle.
Hey, guys, I told you, one bucket at a time, all right? One bucket at a time, and extra pass. Extra pass. Let's go, baby.
Doc Rivers keeping his guys focused on the moment, trying to maximize the results of each possession.
Yeah, and there's no value in getting too far ahead of yourself. Just run the offense the way it was designed, and just look for good shots each possession.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. They've got Maravich. Also Chris Paul out there. Robinson is out there with Bird. And it's Pettit in at the 4. Kidd kicks to Richmond. Outside Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Yao with a screen on Paul. Down low, a second chance effort. And the layup good by Yao. Yao's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Detroit. Bucks trail by 20. Paul outside. Back to Maravich. Pettit the pass to Robinson. Yao with the block. Kidd against Maravich. Outside Kidd. Yao in the post. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
Well, they're shot blocking. The defensive effort level has been great. You got to love that intensity.
And we also got to highlight how lackluster the opposition has been in terms of boxing out. This team is flat out bullying them on the offensive glass. He is cold-blooded, drops the dagger, piles on to what was already a big lead.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Thomas against Paul. Outside Maravich. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. They get it again. Pettit. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
And points in the paint are a sure thing when Pettit's on the floor. He's just got too much game down low. He may not have the bulk of some of the other guys, but it doesn't matter.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Paul against Thomas. Now here's Paul to the paint, wants to get it to Robinson, and does.
And it's extremely difficult trying to guard Paul in the screen and roll. Fantastic at making the right decision, a lethal passer.
Kidd dishes to Richmond. And a great assist by Kidd as that one goes in. Kidd's got 3 assists tonight. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Pettit the pass to Paul. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
The strength and balance of Paul overcoming some physical defense there.
Bird against Richmond. Pass to Kidd. Back to Richmond. Shoots over Bird. Rebound Milwaukee. Pettit's got rebound number 5 here tonight. On the wing, Maravich. He's guarded by Thomas. Maravich, good.
He was scuffling with this shot in the first half, but since the break, he's been putting it all together.
Detroit leading by 21. Outside Thomas. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Hey, Coach Van Gundy, what advice would you give to the teams that are rebuilding around their young players?
Well, generally, Kevin, what I would say is get some veteran leadership, some veteran presence on your team. Also, so that you have guys that can show the young guys what professionalism is and help them in their adjustment to the NBA.
Yeah, getting the right kind of veteran, right, with the right kind of message.
That's a great point. Just having an older guy is not the answer.
And without a doubt, one of the greatest small men we've ever seen. Zeke possesses the skill and determination to just take over a game at any point.
Maravich, good.
Well, the defense has got to play him a lot tighter there. He's just too good of a three-point shooter.
Thomas with the ball. Carter outside. And Vince Carter with the slam.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Got to communicate and switch that screen.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Richmond against Maravich. Yao kicks to Olajuwon. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Glad we got the chance to see that remarkable rejection.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
Bucks have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Pass to Richmond. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet. Carter's got 5 assists in the game. The Bucks shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Robinson a screen on Richmond. And here's Maravich for 3.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, the rebounding battle tells the story. There's a big gap between them right now.
Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Here's Pettit. He takes it in. Olajuwon with the block. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Olajuwon. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
On the wing, Bird, defended by Carter. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Paul dishes to Maravich. Here's Pettit. Offensive rebound. Olajuwon with the block. Ball against Thomas. Yao trying to break through. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Defensive foul, Chris Paul. Second personal foul. Team second.
That's good from Thomas.
Well, he might have been a little passive in the first half, but that's changed. I like this more aggressive approach.
Paul passes to Bird. Launches it. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 6 assists here tonight.
Well, that's his 4th triple for the game now. Just his first in the second half.
Inside. Yao, that's good.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And it's Paul with the ball for the Milwaukee Bucks. Outside Robinson. Maravich, the pass to Paul. Back to Maravich. 6 to shoot. Puts up a deep 3. Hakeem Olajuwon grabs the rebound. Olajuwon's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Outside Thomas. Pass to Carter. And he banks in the layup. Carter's got 43 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Pettit. Now Bird, defended by Carter. They double-team Bird. And here's Maravich from the arc. Hakeem Olajuwon grabs the rebound. Olajuwon's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Richmond, the pass to Olajuwon. Count that one. Olajuwon's got 4 this quarter.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Pass to Pettit. And Thomas over to help. Back to Paul. And good off the lead pass that time.
This is why fans show up. Paul is putting on a show.
Olajuwon outside. Back to Thomas. Carter with it. Puts up a 3. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Carter's got 46 points.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
Robinson, that's good again. His 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor.
Well, they're behind, but it's certainly not because of him. He's doing everything he can. He just needs more help from his teammates.
Thomas kicks to Yao. I've heard some talk about this idea, Stan. What do you think about adding a one-on-one tournament to the All-Star Weekend?
Wow, Kevin, I love that idea. And if you could get the better players to play, I think there would be some serious interest in that from fans and some great competition among the players.
We see it every night in the NBA. That's what we all crave for, right? We want to see the biggest names against each other.
Yeah, every night we want to see the best players one-on-one against the other great players in the league.
And yes, it's good. Carter's got 48.
How about the read there from Olajuwon, finding the open man.
The Bucks shooting about 43% here in the fourth quarter. Bennett, the pass to Maravich. Down low, here's Bird, and it's Bird with the jam.
Showing great vision and delivering the pass out in front.
Outside, Olajuwon. Carter against Bird. Carter outside, over Bird. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Pistons.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Vince Carter.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
Outside, Olajuwon. Pistons passing it around. Yao dishes to Richmond. And the 3 off target. Maravich against Richmond. Outside, Maravich. In the corner, it's Robinson. Robinson sets a screen for Bird. They get a hand on it. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll do it, folks. With Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin.